And Watsonians take to the field here at Goldacre for this BT Premiership match, led by their captain Martin Christie. Watsonians currently in 6th place in the BT Premiership. They won against Harriet on their return to the Premiership in the fixture at Myerside back in August. But we'll see how they fare today, particularly in light of their superb victory against Ayr at home last week, which brought to an end a run of 3 successive defeats. And Harriet's with captain John Semple leading the way, currently in 4th place in the Premiership, having had a difficult start to the season, having lost a few players from their Championship and Cup winning team last season. Joined this afternoon at Goldacre by Scotland's cap and points record holder Chris Patterson. Chris, your thoughts on this afternoon's game?
Yeah, good afternoon, Graham. Looking forward to this one. We've got two teams who like to play a good brand of rugby on a fantastic pitch. I mean, here we are just on the eve of Halloween, almost into November, and the conditions are absolutely perfect. And as you say, two good sides, a lot of attack and flair across the two sides. Junior Rosalia, obviously a pro with Edinburgh, has 28 appearances in Super Rugby. He'll make a big impact, and that man will be pulling the strings in Harriet side, Alex Haggart. And then, well, Rhys Cullen at 9 for the Watsonians. He's a sharp little scrum half who'll bring a bit of tempo as well.
Our referee this afternoon is from Munster, Frank Murphy, an exchange referee, and it was Haggart getting Harriet's underway. Rhys Cullen having the wee kick up to see his options. George Turner goes. Hint of an offside there from Maltman, but referee happy. And it's Turner immediately. Makes 3 or 4 metres up to the halfway line. Fed out by Simmers. Simmers to Haggart. Haggart finds a touch just inside the Watsonians 22.
But all the early pressure is on the home side. Watsonians looking after the possession much better after the first couple of minutes. Until then, the line is still with Matt Poole embarrassing the co-commentator.
Yeah, Watsonians, when we did their game against Melrose the other week there, a couple of weeks ago, had problems at line out, and that was Callum Marshall winning that ball against the throw. Rasalea kicks ahead, and Harry Boisseau leading the chase. Now, does he wait for the bounce? He does. Referee happy there was no knock on. Maybe that was the case for the old hack ahead. Harriets have options out wide. Haggart feeds, and it's a score. Fed by Marshall. That's John Ray. Here's Ray. Good pace from the winger. Desperate tackle by Duckett. Good skill from Turner. Options here. It's Nimmo. Nimmo to Harriet's left winger. Harry Boisseau. Inside the 22. It's fed out by Simmers and Haggart. The halfbacks combining. Here's Rasalea. He'll straighten. Options outside. Charlie Simpson. Tackled 5 metres short. And it's a score for John Ray. The winger completes his brace, and that was non-stop stuff from Harriets. They'd gone through the phases, and a good score. George Turner throws. Collected. Harriet seeking to drive over, and I think that's a score. And if we just stay on the picture, it's Russell Nimmo, I think.
You know, the previous try was caught towards the middle and driven at the front. So I assume this time we're going to go to tail.
Stranger. And the drive is looking very promising. And it's a second score for second row, Russell Nimmo. And Harriets have the bonus point in the can after 23 minutes here at Goldacre. Harry Boisseau finds Simpson. Simpson sensing space, lovely offload to Simmers. Simmers inside to John Ray. Ray weaving, tackled 5 metres short. Rasalea plays scrum half. Here's Simmers in the standoff role. Harriets have options out wide. Simpson dances, finds Marshall. Marshall to Struandure. Lovely pass from Struandure. And that's a cracking try for Harry Boisseau. Harriet's again opting for the penalty to the touchline. Turner finds Marshall. It's a very quick ball inside to Maltman. And Maltman romps over for try number 6. Here's Sean Crombie. Tackled by Nimmo. Cullen again. It's Scott McLeod. And he finds Angus Duckett. And that's Watsonians' first try and reward for retaining possession. Yeah, Clark Smith on for Callum Marshall. And Ewan Fox. Scotland under 16 standoff. He's only 18 years of age. Makes his debut at standoff for Alex Haggart.
Yeah.
So we are allowed, of course, rolling substitutions. So from a coaching point of view, he's given youth its head, but he's also got the security that he can go back to his bench should he need to.
Yeah, but Ewan Fox is a really good player. That pass sets Russell
beautiful
free.
Pass. Charlie Simpson, and great pace from the fullback. What a lovely try. And as you say, Chris, what a first touch from Ewan Fox. Jack McLean trying to get his hands on the ball. Chalmers, good hands there. Lovely hands. Duckett finds Young. Young, tackle just 3 metres short. Good pace. Did he ground? He did ground. Good score from Watsonians. Here we go. Harriet's driving. Referee has a wee look and awards the score. Nice slick service from McCurdy. Rasselay on the intercept. And the Edinburgh Rugby Pro will scuttle in under the sticks. And that's try number 9 for Harriet's. Simpson plays scrum half. Fox feeds out. Semple to Struandure. Dewar to Gavin Parker. Parker with a pace. He's got Rasselay inside. What a well-worked score. And the Edinburgh Pro goes over for his second try. And it's the 10th score for Harriet. In fact, he passes the ball inside to Ewan Fox. Unselfish from Rasselay.
The result is that Watsonians are getting the possession and the feed to the scrum anyway.
Pick up by Dodds. McCurdy thinks better of the narrow side option. Back into the traffic. Dodds again. Watsonians desperately trying to get over the line, and they've made it. Watsonians desperate to try and get something from this game. And Harriet's have ball. Simmers kicks, finds touch. That is full time here at Goldenacre. Harriet's win the Edinburgh Derby by 50 points to 15.
I think now we're really pushing for the top 4 spot, and we're coming together as a team more and doing what we want to achieve. I think at the start of the season we're a bit disjointed, but now we know the way we want to play, and we're executing stuff when we get into the right areas.
I think just having players missing at times, like we've got a lot of key players that are injured at the minute. Boys just coming in and out, like new faces. Like I think we're missing 3 or 4 boys even from last week, but from the start of the season we're missing 6, 7 boys. So it's just a totally different team trying to play different rugby and just not adjusting to how they played really.
To Maleny Park, and there the visitors were seeking to bounce back after defeat in Edinburgh the previous week. Very much in charge early doors, and here's a line-out catch and drive try credited to Will Bordle. Ross Weston was similarly lethal from close range. Here he goes, over the top, and score for Currie. It was once again the line-out catch and drive, the source of a second score. And once again, it was that man Bordle. Here he goes. Try. The line-out proved a real source of possession for Ayr. And there's a dummy from Scott Sutherland. And the big second row out of contact for the third try. Your back's obviously keen to get in on the act. David Armstrong feeds Climo. Here's Ross Curl. And it's Grant Anderson stepping off the right foot. And Ayr have the bonus point try in the bag. Second half now. Charlie Shield on at scrum half for Currie. And it's Robbie Nelson. And he's over. Currie involved again. Ball out wide. And it's Cameron Gray. And the winger's in for another fine score. Pete McCallum returning from injury. And he puts in Fraser Climo as Ayr look to secure the points. But Currie keen to make sure that they got something from the game. Working the ball out wide. And it's the Scotland under-20 winger Ben Robbins who touches down for a bonus point try for the home team. At Mansfield Park, Stirling County were also in catch and drive mode. Callum Hunter-Hill, the recipient, and the control, and it's Raynor Kennedy, the hooker, who gets the touchdown. Hawick, though, keen to respond, and it's John Coots on the break. Coots finds his flanker Stuart Graham, and that's the Greens back in try-scoring action. More now as Greg Cottrell finds Ali Weir, and the fullback is in for try number 2. Hawick leading 15-11 at half-time, but their discipline let them down in the second half, and Stirling went on to capitalise as prop Adam Nichol crashed over, and then substitute prop David Montgomery did likewise. Scrum half Matt Donaldson then benefited from that break from Ross Jones for a bonus point try. County now a man in the sin bin. Hawick keen to retrieve some points, and Greg Cottrell goes over. And now Rocky Johnson finds Wes Hamilton, and the South African winger does just enough to hold off the county defence. But last word for the visitors, though. Denied just short. And it's big Hunter Hill, the Scotland age grade captain, over for the final score. Leaders Melrose were the visitors at Megatland. And centre George Taylor got their try account underway. Boroughmuir retaliating from close range. And it's a drive over try for their forwards. We've seen before Ross McCann show his finishing prowess, and the teenage winger got that touchdown before Boroughmuir's forwards showed their handling skill to send in Jordan Edmonds. A 1-point deficit for the home team at half-time, but the second half pretty much one-way traffic. Ball heading wide, and it's that man McCann again. Doesn't have to use Fraser Thompson outside, and that's his brace of tries. Back to more conventional duties for the Melrose pack. And with a little bit of help from the backs, that score credited to Richard Taylor. Melrose gone to their bench by now. And ball going out wide. Fraser Thompson finds Niall Godsmark. Here we go again. It's McCann. And in for his hat-trick goes the winger. And as if to show that anything one wing could do, Austin Lockington with a big finish as Melrose secure the points. The league's top scorers, Glasgow Hawks, welcomed Gala to Old Annie's Land. And standoff Josh Henderson from the Kirkcaldy clan got the early touchdown. Matt Fagerson, who's been on pro team duty with Glasgow Warriors, then burled out of contact for try number 2, cementing a 17-0 lead for Hawks. George Horn then rounded off another attack from deep to extend Hawks' lead. Before Gregor Hunter found space out on the right for Alex Northam to finish in style. The home halfbacks combined for Henderson to get his brace of tries. And more to follow from Hawks as Grant Stewart brushed off that tackle to touchdown in the corner. No second invitation needed to counter for Hawks. And it's that man Henderson in for his hat-trick. George Horn, lovely running. And the product of Howe of Fife goes over for another score. Hunter once again creating for Gala. And it's Northam in for his second try. Turnover ball now for the Borderers. And it's Rory Scholes, the Edinburgh Rugby pro, romping home for their third try. The league table now, and Melrose have their noses in front of Ayr on points differential as Hawks get back to winning ways. At the foot of the table, both Hawick and Boroughmuir are growing increasingly desperate for points.
Hello and welcome to the BT National 1 Roundup. We're here at Fullerton, home of Marr Rugby Club, who last lost here back in Valentine's Day 2015. That's when Selkirk beat them. But today it's another Borders side, Jed Forest, who come calling. Jed Forest, top of the table, unbeaten, 8 out of 8. It's going to be an absolute cracker. And your commentator, as usual, is Stuart McFarlane.
Gregor Young leading out Jed Forest onto the field of play. And Marr very much ready for this clash this afternoon. Early line out then for Jed Forest, taken down nicely by the second row Clark Skeldon, quickly through the hands. Monty Mitchell now at inside centre, great aggression shown there from Mitchell up towards the 22, tackle comes in, just slows him down. Jed again recycling, but that's snaffled by Marr before it reached the hands of the Jed captain. Marr again on the edge of the 22, little pass inside. Oh, not a great challenge coming in there from Jack Sudlow. The Jed Forest number 8 is going to be in trouble here, you would imagine. This challenge and Tom Stephen wrapped the arms round the thighs there, and Stephen was right over the top, and immediately you can see the Marr players appealing. And no question, a red card shown by Alex Thomas, the RFU referee this afternoon. There's the challenge again, but a straight red card with just 4 minutes gone. Marr now recycling very quickly by Baird onto Sturgeon. Lovely pass inside to Stephen. Rubber kick through, but Gregor Young's going to shepherd this one back. And Tom Stephen there. Good inventive play, but just coming to nothing. Taken on there by Ben Johnston, the big number 8, just over that 22. The referee signalling the advantage, penalty coming Marr's way. Mackenzie Pearce is able to make a couple of metres, comes back to Baird, on to Sturgeon. Sturgeon, oh, that was just guddled there as it eventually reached Collerick. But the referee had already signalled the penalty. Sturgeon then right-footed, makes no mistake. Marr is building outside their 22.
Euston was in the right place there to gather the ball. Some turnover ball for Jed Forest as they're trying to build themselves. The referee though penalises Marr, and it's a penalty for the visitors. Euston, a crisp strike is good, and we're level at 3 points all. Marr from out wide. Ben Johnston again, scrum cap on over the 22. Great running here by Johnston, on again to Mackenzie Pearce, goes to ground. Marr looking to again recycle some quick ball here against the 14 men of Jed Forest. And it's all getting a bit untidy as the referee had blown for the penalty. Sturgeon, excellent strike, and Marr are back in front, 6-3. Jed's half-backs doing a good job on to Monty Mitchell again, now to Gregor Young. Robbie Shearer-Gibb down the left-hand channel, he's got some pace to burn here, and he's got Young inside. This is Callum Young, 6 tries this season so far, but he's caught just inside the 22 there, needed some support. Eventually the reinforcements come in, but the referee had already signalled the infringement. Jed trying to boss this one. Are they over? They are indeed. And that's certainly going to be one of their forwards involved. It's Paulo Ferreira that grabs the ball. Does he touch down? Yes, it's been awarded. And the tight head prop is delighted to get on the score sheet. From the angle, this is going to be a tricky one, but Euston looks as if he's just done enough. An excellent kick there from Euston, a converted score for Jed Forest, and they lead by 13 points to 6. Jed now, their half-backs linking up well. Euston again, cross-field kick in the direction there of Robbie Shearer-Gibb on towards Gregor Young. Monty Mitchell now already showed what he can do as a driving backs player. The inside centre evades 1, 2, 3 challenges. Is eventually tackled and slowed up there. And again, Colerick going in behind. Oh, I think Colerick got hands in the ball there as Sean Goodfellow was trying to release the pass. The referee certainly spotted that Colerick was at fault, shows him the yellow card. Euston. It's good, it's 3 points, and Jed have a 13-6 lead at the break. Jed Forest building the phases there. Robson goes into the challenge. Marr drifting offside. Euston. To add another 3 points for Jed Forest. He does indeed have now a 10-point advantage, 16-6. Marr putting pressure now. Ben Johnston from the base of that scrum is able to continue the play forward, and that's a try there for Tom Stephen. Ben Johnston doing a lot of work. Tom Stephen coming in from behind there, found a massive gap in the Jed Forest defence, and over he goes. Baird on to Angus Johnston, the skipper, tackled well there by Gregor Young. Baird in, quickly recycling ball, and he's now found Fraser Grant, and Grant is over despite Lewis Young and Callum Young trying to slow him down here. The two brothers just couldn't stop him. 2 tries in 2 minutes. Sturgeon, he's converted another try, and now Marr find themselves leading by 4 points. Just inside Jed Forest territory. Connor Bickerstaff found a little gap there. Bickerstaff's away up towards the 22. Tackles coming in. It's Wardrop that eventually slows him down just inside Jed 22 territory. Baird desperate to get the hands in the ball, but the referee has shown the yellow card. Well, that was in the direction of Wardrop. He has taken the gum shield out. He knows he's at fault. And Sturgeon adds another 3 points, and the home side are just beginning to nudge themselves clear. Baird onto Sturgeon. Sturgeon, oh, shows good balance here. Sturgeon, good pace as well, eventually slowed up. Well inside Jed Forest territory. Baird picks up at the feet of Sturgeon. Nice little offload there to Colerick at fullback. Tackles coming in just to slow up the Marr players, but they can sense another victory could be theirs. Sturgeon, lovely little offload again to Rossi, but he's caught just short of the 22. Baird goes in once more. On now to Ben Johnston. Johnston with a couple of Jed Forest players just hugging the number 8 there. Gregor Young desperate to get back on his feet. Baird onto Sturgeon. Nice ball inside to Mackenzie Pearce. But this time it's Marr who've penalised. Johnston going in again, bit between his teeth. Fancies another score would win Marr the match. And Jed again penalised inside the 22. Sturgeon will step forward for the kick. Here he goes then, right-footed, makes no mistake. And Marr have ended Jed Forest's unbeaten run. Marr winning today 26-19.
pretty awesome win today for us. Like, we were pretty happy with that, but you know, it didn't look that way in the first half. We weren't playing over very well. We started really well. First 10 minutes I thought we were pretty good. We've been doing that quite well this season, but we couldn't keep that on until we got a wee 5-minute spell. Second half really changed the game, I think.
The boys there dug deep, which you're always going to have to when you're down to 14 men. Frustrating, but we were still in the game for most part of it, so I guess we have to take some positives out of that.
Pretty happy with where we're at in the league. We just need to push on. You know, there's still a lot of games left in the season, so we're not taking anything for granted and just week by week seeing where we're at.
Looking at the other games from Saturday, and Musselburgh got a good win at Aberdeen, McFarlane and McNairn scoring for the first time this season, and Paddy Brown getting his 3rd try in as many matches. Edinburgh Accies are getting better and better, and their big win in Dundee is the 8th time they've managed a try bonus in their 9 games so far, and puts them top of the table for the first time this season. Falkirk left it late to clinch a home win against GHA. Liam Brim's 6th penalty got them over the line to keep them in contention in the race for promotion. For the second time this season, Hamilton scored over 30 points at home, yet lost. For the neutral, it was a yo-yo of a game, with Stumel getting their first away win of the season in a 10-try thriller. We've seen how Marr beat Jed Forest, Stephen and Grant both getting their first tries of the season, with Colin Sturgeon winning a goal-kicking duel against Robbie Yorston. Selkirk's 6 tries trumped Howe Fife's 3, but Dom Martin's boot gave the visitors a losing bonus point, and the team from Cooper weren't far away from their first win of the season. No change at the top then of the try-scoring rankings, but Andrew Wilson and Matt Cooper move up to joint 3rd with tries on Saturday. In the points table, Liam Brim's 6 penalties against GHA takes him to 139, opening up a 20-point gap on Jed's Robbie Yorston, with Colin Sturgeon just a single point behind him. Edinburgh Accies shoot to the top of the team tries list and are the first team to reach the big 5-0. And in the 54 games played this season, 442 tries have been scored. That's just over 8 a game. Edinburgh Academicals confirmed as new leaders on 41, one ahead of Marr, then a gap of 2 points to Jed Forest. Falkirk are clear in 4th. There's a good mid-table scrap going on, but Howe Fife now 8 points adrift at the foot of the table. And next week we'll be visiting Cooper to take in the basement battle between Howe Fife and Hamilton. Howe confident that they can get their first win in 10 attempts, while Edinburgh Accies v Falkirk looks rather tasty, 1st versus 4th. We'll also have action from Selkirk versus Jed Forest in the Border Derby on next week's programme. Of the other 3 matches, well, the games hosted by GHA, Musselburgh and Stumel are far from predictable. Hope you can join us next week for the BT National 1 Roundup.